And we're going to do the words of the week and the sound of the week, but also the theme of the week. So I called you all farmers. So this theme of the week is, where does food come from? So does anyone know what type of plant you've been growing? Malvina.
Bean plant.
Yeah, a bean plant. And so unless something happened, I know a couple of you have a different situation, but a bean plant is a type of food. When you take off the fully grown beans from that plant, then you have something that you're able to eat now. So a bean comes from what Malvina said, a bean plant. And in this story today, we're going to see a bunch of different foods and where they come from, kind of like the start of their growth, their baby plant. And on Thursday, we'll be reading Jack and the Beanstalk, which I'm pretty sure there's a girl version, a version where the character's a girl on Epic. So check that out if I didn't already assign it. Steven, yes, before we get started.
My plant got molded. It's dead. I had to start a new plant.
I am so sorry to hear about that. I don't. What kind of molded is it? Is it white? Is it eating?
It was white and it went to the bottom and now it's killed. It can't grow.
Thanks for sharing that. So, my friend, what Steven said was his plant has now unfortunately been unable to grow because it got mold on it. So I've never heard of that before, but maybe check out yours too. This week we're going to learn how to move our plants to a bigger space, so hopefully that helps. Yes, Allison? And then we'll get started.
How can I write on a couch?
Allison, that's the sad part. It looks like Natalie got a table or something, and you get the couch. I don't know about you, but I think you might have to beat Natalie in some arm wrestle or something. I don't know, maybe like a contest to see who gets the table. Or, for those of you who are also like Allison, sitting somewhere else, I like to use a clipboard. So if you have a clipboard, that's really nice. Allison, do you have a clipboard? No, we'll have to get you one. Maybe I'll send you one in the mail or something. I have two. I don't know how to do that, Allison, but who knows? All right, my friends, we're going to move on over to our alphabetical order, and I'll tell you, well, we know our theme of the week is food and where it comes from. Our sound of the week is the long A sound, but the long A in a vowel pair, A-Y and A-I. If you look in the different links I have posted for today, you'll see that I actually have a YouTube song about A-Y and A-I that you can watch and learn about which one, comes into which words. Because the vowel A, we know, makes the A sound, and it can make the A sound. But when it makes that A sound, normally it might have a magic E at the end. See that magic E? Or it's in a vowel pair, like A-Y and A-I. Oh, sorry, I wrote, I went over N. Here, I'll go over this one. There you go. A-I. So when you're doing your packet, you're going to need to look for which one makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, you can do Flippy Dolphin. But in this case, let's see, here's a calendar. And we know that it's talking about days, right? So is it D-A with A-I or D-A with A-Y? They both make the long A sound, but this one will help you see which one is spelled right. And I'll tell you, it's Y. The fun part is the last page. Look at that. Don't worry, you'll be able to read this. But as long as you know that every blank makes the A sound. One day last May, my Aunt Claire brought my brothers and me to the fair. So you can hear the A sound. But you need to decide if it's A-Y or A-I. So that'll be fun. It's kind of like a Mad Lib, but with the correct word sound. Because thankfully, if you did Flippy Dolphin, they both make the same sound. It's just knowing which one is spelled right. So if you're going to be doing alphabetical order today, after we're done our lesson, you would do these 10 words. These are your spelling words if we were to have a spelling test, but it's A-Y and A-I. Feel free to do this packet, but also check out the A-I and A-Y song. What I really want to focus on, though, is this week's words. So how this is going to work is I'm going to give you the words and I'm going to call on a kid. And that kid's going to unmute themselves and give us a sentence for our word. If you cannot read the word, that's okay. I'm going to tell you. But then I'm going to give you a minute or two to put these words in alphabetical order from A all the way to Z, of course. And then we'll go over it as a class, and I'll ask you to help me put it in order from 1 all the way to 8, okay? If you have a question, let me see real quick. Is anyone? Nope, no one pressed the button. Okay, so get your pencils ready. Hold up your pencils so I know you have one. Nice, nice. Perfect, perfect. Though, shouldn't I be asking, hold up a paper so I know you have one? Because everyone could be pulling tricks on me and just showing me a pencil. Nice. Wow, I see a lot of you already wrote the numbers from 1 to 8 too. That's perfect. So Adi, I see you press the button. I think you're just pressing that button though. Do you actually have a question? No? That's okay. It was fine if you were just pressing it. I know sometimes it can be easy to press it. Okay, my friends, let's get started. The first word is... Oh. I see someone.
I cannot mute it. My question was that my screen keeps freezing and I cannot hear you well, Miss Remit.
Okay, Adi. Well, how about you jump out of the class and jump back in? Maybe give your computer a chance. Don't worry, this is all going to be recorded, and you can always just do the alphabetical order on your own if you, some reason, can't jump back into class. The way you can do this on your own, my friends, is in your book. It'll have all the words of the week before your story that you're going to read. So, and it's not even in alphabetical order, so you don't have to worry about that, which is perfect. Okay, so let's get started. We have, oh, this one's perfect for this week's theme. We're talking about where does food come from? So this is food. Let's see, how about Natalie, can you unmute yourself and give me a sentence using food? Thank you, Natalie, for being my test subject.
Food is what you eat.
Ooh, Natalie could have just said food is good or something. But Natalie explained what food was in her sentence. That's awesome. Thanks, Natalie. Our next word is what Natalie was. Right. But whoever is unmuted, can you please mute yourself? You're telling me that feedback. This word is right. Now you have to remember, is it using a pen or is it by right hand? Like you are right. Okay, I'm gonna back out. Here, I'll help you. He said, yeah, Nat, I'm sorry, sweetie. I know sometimes your microphone's been acting up. There we go. Okay, so Ryan, can you go ahead and tell us which right is this and put it in a sentence? Hmm. Go ahead.
It's the right, like, it isn't that right. I mean, that right? It's, right. So, like, you can pick something right off the vine.
True, that is true. That is right. So this one is basically everything but, putting your name on paper. Like Ryan said, you can pick something right off the tree, which means it was exactly on the tree. It was right there. Or this is you are right, like you are correct. Or that you're right-handed, which I know some of you are. Thank you, Ryan. Here is our next word. This is the short U sound. Under. Let's see, who can give me a sentence for under? Samarth, can you unmute yourself and give me a sentence for under? Go ahead. Here, I'll back out and see what's going on with my buddy.
No, you go.
Are you there, Samarth? Oh, there he is.
I am under the table.
Uh-oh. So if he's under the table, that doesn't mean he's standing on top of it. That means that he went below it. Thank you. Under means below. Okay. We'll do, this one goes perfect with the word Samarth just said, under. How about ground? Oh, look, there's a nice vowel pair. Ground. How about Bella? Can you give me a sentence that uses the word ground? Remember what I said today, friends. We got to have those fingers ready. I'm going to call on anyone I want. Go ahead, Belle.
I'm turning it extra loud so I can still hear.
Oops. Go ahead, Bella. Can you give me the sentence on mute, Ron?
Yes, I will be.
Samara, sweetie. Sorry, Bella. Bella, go ahead. You can give me the sentence. I'm just working on muting my friends whose cameras or microphones are still on. Go ahead.
My ground is messy.
My ground is messy, so maybe you didn't clean it. So another word for ground would be like floor, you could say, or ground could be dirt. So if we're talking about where food comes, it seems like we might talk about underground. Thank you, Bella. I'll do the next two just so that we can move on a little bit. Sometimes, that's a compound word. I know we say some and times. Sometimes means it doesn't happen always. It might happen a little bit here and there. Sometimes means that it only happens a little bit every once in a while. Whereas this word means it happens once and it happens first. So this goes before everything. I wonder if in our story today it's going to do steps like first, next, then last, maybe. How about for my last words, I'll have one person do them. These and your. while one of my friends gives me that definition, the rest of you, I want you working now on your alphabetical order, and then I'll call on some friends to give it to me. Try and think, is there an A word? Is there a B word? How about, Dario, can you give me a sentence for the last two words? These and your? You can use both of them in the same sentence if you want. You can go crazy.
These. Wait, what are the words? These and
These
your?
and yeah.
These are my shoes that you're taking.
Ooh, that's a fun one. Yeah, these means he's pointing to his shoes. These shoes are my shoes. And the you're taking would be spelled a little differently, but maybe you could say, these are my shoes, and now they are your shoes. Mm-hmm. I like it, Dario. I like how you and me work together when it comes to building sentences. So now that Dario told you the definition for the last two words, I want you to go ahead and put these in alphabetical order. If you're thinking about it, there's no A word, B word, C word, D word, E word, F word. I see two F words, but when they have the same first letter, now you have to wonder about the second letter and if that's in order of alphabetically. Which one would go first? First or food? I'll give you a minute or so. Just like a minute to win it, just like our normal class. I wish I could undo my screen so I could look at all of you and see if any of you are working on this. After F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, wow, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. We have a lot of end of the alphabet letters. Oh, I'm excited. I wish I could do it along with you, but I have to wait to call on people. I'll give you another minute. Don't worry. And for those of you who don't have a paper right now, and this is going to be going away in a little bit, like I said on page, what was it, 86 in your book, right before the story we're going to be reading, are actually the words of the week, and they're not in alphabetical order. They're jumbled up like this. So you can go ahead and put it in alphabetical order at another time. And if you want to try it, you can do your spelling words too. I am so excited for you all to look at your science video later. I hope some of you get to try this potentially messy science demo. Okay, so I know these are long words, so it might take you a while to put them down on the paper, but I'm going to get started with the first few words, and then you can finish up while we're doing that. So I'm going to move these over to the side a little bit. Here, watch this. I'm going to use a tissue box, and I'll use it to prop this up so we can get a bigger view. Whoa. This is fun. Look at this. Okay. So now I can fit both my words and my paper in the picture. So, like I said, we know the first two words are going to begin with an F. But when it comes to food and first, which one comes first? That's funny to say. How about, Kenzie, can you tell us which word comes first in our alphabetical order? Food or first?
First.
Why'd you say that?
Because I comes before O.
Right, Kenzie did what I said to do. Look at the second letter. And we know that I comes before O. So you should have first. Sorry, my camera's going a little slow. Hopefully it's not for you. And then you should have food. Thank you, Kenzie. Now we have to think of our third word. So we had food already. We had first already. I'll move them over so that it's easier for you now to see your choices. Who comes next in the alphabet? Let's see. We did no D word, no E word. We had 2 F words. Is there a G word? Ooh. Piper, are you able to unmute yourself and tell me there's a G word?
Yes. Ground.
I thought you were whispering it to all of us. Ground. Yes. Our G word, which is our next word, is ground. G-R-O-U-N-D. And the O-U sound makes that ound sound. Ow. Ground. Look, Piper's word had a blend in it. G-R, that's fun. Now we have to really travel down the alphabet line. There's no H word, no I word, no J word, no K word, no L word, no M word, no N word, no O word, no P word, no Q word. Oh, what letter comes after Q? I'm curious to see if you know it. How about Gabriella, if you're there? I know sometimes your computer kicks you out. Gabriella, can you tell us what's the next word in our words of the week? This is one of Gabriella's words. I wonder if she remembers.
Right.
And Gabriella, which type of right is this? Because you are right.
It's like the right on our right. The side right.
The side right. This is our right side. Yeah, nice, Gabriella. As opposed to W-R-I-T-E, which is writing with a pencil. All right, thank you, Gabriella. Now that we did our R word, try and think which is the next word in the alphabet. Hint, we have the next few letters in the alphabet already here. Let's try after our R word. Riley, how about you, Riley? Can you do number 5 for us? Q, R. What letter comes next? What do you think?
Sometimes.
Yahoo! Good job, Riley. You had me nervous there. Sometimes. And make sure you make it one whole word, everyone. This is a long word. Like I said, look, I could barely fit it in there. After R comes S. And so that's why Riley knew it was sometimes. Try and think of our next few words in the alphabet. Q, R, S. Oh, and if you're singing the song in your head with me or singing it out loud, you know that one of these letters is next. And my next kid will be Allison. Allison, can you undo your microphone and let us know which of these is our next word of the week? Ooh, there's a sparkle on my paper. Make sure you unmute yourself, Allison. Oh no, Natalie, is she there? Natalie, is your sister there?
These?
These? Yes, thank you. Do you want to do the next one? It goes Q, R, S, T, Which one's next? Under or your? You can keep going. think of the alphabetical order. There's only 2 words left. It goes these, then what shows next? U or Y?
Under.
Thank you. So after T, we know comes U, and I don't mean you as in you kids. I mean you as in the letter U for under. After under, we only have 1 word left, which is your. I hope that while you were maybe doing this before me and your classmates, I hope that you were able to put it in this order. And I hope that you were able to do it at least along with us. If you're up to the challenge, you can get a different piece of paper after we're done our lesson today and do an alphabetical order of your spelling words. But for now, I hope that I can see this from you later on. But for now, go ahead and get your Journeys books. And I want you to open up to page 91. We're going to just read this quick story together, look for our sounds of the week, look for our words of the week, and then you can be off on your own to go look at my science video. So I'm going to jump back to look at my friends real quick because I've been missing your faces. Hi, how are you? You're all doing a great job. Go ahead, Stephen.
On my word homework, at the ending there is no the one that you showed us. It's only this one.
You might want to reprint that again, Stephen. I'm not really sure what to tell you.
I printed.
Yeah, let me see. I'll go through my print. I'll go through my email to your parents later. I emailed last night. Hopefully, your printer just made a little boo-boo. Not really sure what to tell you, Nino. I see Adi and Ryan press the button. Are you guys okay? Let me see. Yes, Ryan?
Mine almost did the same thing. I don't have the front. You just didn't print it.
Weird.
No, we have it.
Oh, that's funny.
My mom didn't print it.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Ryan. Adi, did you need something or are we getting started? Nope, you okay? Okay. I always get so nervous when I see the button because I want to make sure everyone's questions are answered since I know it takes a little while to have all this stuff running smoothly.
What?
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll be calling on my friends as usual to see if they see any words or sounds of the week, okay? And maybe we can try reading the story together, but it might take a little longer to do that. And I want to make sure you have time to watch science before specials. All right. Where does food come from? So I called you farmers because I know farmers are very, important to growing beans or to growing fruit or to growing vegetables. But in this story, it's fun because we're going to see what you know and love. Like, for example, this has hot chocolate, what it comes from. Yep, that's what hot chocolate comes from, friends. So let's get started. That's cocoa. Cocoa beans are seeds. They grow on cocoa trees. Chocolate is made by crushing and cooking cocoa beans. Hot cocoa is made from chocolate. So we got chocolate to make our hot cocoa, and we got chocolate by going to these trees and crushing and then cooking these beans. So if you've ever, The same thing with coffee. If you ever look at like a coffee box or a coffee bag, you can see that they sometimes have beans on the cover. Those are from coffee beans. So a lot of things can start from beans, which is fun. Especially you know that with your bean plant. Oh, wait, I should ask, do we see any of our A-I sound? No. A-Y, no. Words of the week? No, but beans and seeds have definitely been words of the week for a while for us. Oh, look how sweet this boy loves his apple. Apples are fruits that grow on trees. An apple is picked right off the tree. Oh, there goes Ryan's sentence when he was saying right. It's picked right off the tree. Apple juice is made by pressing the juice from the apples. So I'm sure a lot of you have gone apple picking when you maybe went pumpkin picking this fall. And then if you were to crush these fruit, you'd have to be careful of the seeds and the skin, but the juice that's inside of those apples to keep them fresh is what we press to make apple juice. Let's see. Do we have any A-Y words? No. A-I words? No, but, oh, there's our words of the week. I know normally I would call on you, but I already gave it away when I used Ryan's sentence of right off the tree. I'll be sure to call on you for the next one. So we learned about chocolate and apple juice, French fries. Whoa, maybe French fries grow on this bush. That'd be awesome. Ooh. Po-ta-tos. Potatoes are vegetables. Yeah, they're root vegetables. These vegetables grow under the ground. Ooh, so there they are growing under the ground. French fries, maybe they grow under the ground too? Oh, are made from potatoes. See, that's why you always have to finish your sentence. French fries come from these dirty old potatoes, but they have to skin the potatoes, peel the potatoes, and then when they chop them up into their French fry, oh, let me move it there. When they chop them up into their French fry shape, then they're able to fry them and bake them. And that's how we get French fries. So let's see, how about Robert. Robert, can you find our words of the week in this sentence? Potatoes are vegetables. These vegetables grow under the ground. French fries are made from potatoes. So go ahead and unmute yourself, Robert, and I want you to find these. There's 3 words, our 3 words of the week on this page. And in case something happens with Robert's mic, I want the rest of you to think about where are those words of the week so I can call on another student and they'll be ready. All right, Robert, I'll call on you another chance. Go ahead, Ruthron. Ruthron, can you unmute yourself? I'll do, couldn't do 10, so I'll do number 11. How about that?
I found these under a ground.
Yeah, can you read the whole sentence to me?
Potatoes are vegetables. These vegetables grow underground. French fries are made from potatoes.
Mwah, I loved it. That was beautiful. Yeah, it's talking about these vegetables, these potatoes, they grow under the ground. And then when you dig them up, then you're able to make the French fries from them after, of course, cleaning them. So we already got 3 out of our 8 words of the week. Thanks, Ruthron. Woo! Try and think, what might this be? Whatever it is, it has a digraph in it. WH makes the W sound. W. Eat. Wheat. Oh, there's an E and an A making the E sound. That's a vowel pair right there. Wheat is a grain. Grain, isn't that one of your spelling words for the week? Yes, it is. That's a hint right there. That grows in fields. Flour can be made by crushing the wheat. Bread is made from flour. So this little baby's bread came from these. It's amazing to think that that white powder flour that we use to bake things comes from wheat, which is kind of like straw. You know, it's this long, grassy, tan-colored straw. But, you know, back in the day, the Native Americans figured out many ways to farm and take things on their land to make it into things they could use to cook. So that's impressive that wheat comes from this. Does anyone see, I don't know if you see a word of the week, but could there perhaps be a sound of the week? How about, let's see, who haven't we heard? You know, Yenna, we haven't heard from you. I'll give Yenna a chance. Be careful, Yenna. There's a lot of long A sounds in here. Or, well, there's one, made. But I'm looking for the vowel pair. Either A-Y or A-I. Who'd you find?
Grain.
Grain. Do you know what a grain is?
Mm-hmm.
You want to try explaining it?
Yes.
Okay.
Grain is like bread and like rice and
wheat. And wow.
Rice cake.
So rice is also a grain. It's a type of, you know, food that maybe really fills you up, or it's also comes from a plant, or more kind of like a grassy thing like this. That's why they have rice, you know, fields. That's where they grow the grains of rice, which are the little tiny pieces that eventually you can either cook into something or swell up with water, make it nice and big. Thanks, Yenna. Grain is really good for your food pyramid and nutrition. So you guys might have heard of that from maybe Coach T or something. Oh, what? Yenna. It's been a while since I've read this, but I think Yenna knew exactly what was coming next. Look at this. This is where rice grows. So they're able to pick the plants, they're able to use their tools and get the rice out of there and clean it. Rice is a grain, and there's the AI sound. It grows in wet fields called paddies. This is called a rice paddy. Rice that you eat is made by cooking it. So it doesn't really have many special things that you have to do to make rice. You just have to make sure you cook it well enough and give it enough water. Not too much water. I made that mistake once. So it seems we only have here the same AI sounds. Where's all of our words of the week? Oh, wow, this girl looks like Piper, kind of. Corn is grain that grows in fields. Popcorn is made from corn. First you heat it, and then it pops. So that's how it got its name. This corn got the name popcorn because when we heat it, we were able to make it pop. So who can tell me maybe a sound of the week or a word of the week? How about Steven? What are you finding, Steven? First, right. So they're telling you first and then. So that means there's orders in there, kind of like a how-to. First, you have to heat the corn kernels, which are these little pieces of corn on your cob, and then they pop into the popcorn we all know and love. Thank you, Stephen. So a good question, if you want to go above and beyond, this is asking you, look at the picture. Are these kids liking what they're eating or not? And how can you tell? And normally how you tell how a person likes what they're eating is the face they're making. So if this girl looks happy, you know she likes the food. But if she looks upset, maybe she's not a fan of popcorn. So you can think to yourself if she enjoys it or not. All right. For my friends, make sure your microphone is muted. Milk comes from cows. And then this dash here means that you're about to say something that you weren't going to put in your normal sentence. Milk comes from cows, or sometimes from goats. And now apparently almond milk, right? Butter, cheese, and ice cream are made from milk. So we have this cow here, and the cow, by milking it from its udders, we're able to get milk that eventually we can stir up to make butter, or we can stir it up to make it ice cream, or by keeping it for a long time, it eventually becomes cheese when it hardens, and it may be moldy in a good way, but it gets older, like cheese. So it's amazing that this milk from one cow could become a bunch of different things. Things that we drink, things that we eat, maybe something sugary, and then something maybe a little salty. Sometimes they even put spices in cheese. But all you need is that one cow to get it started. I'm going to real quick pause to see my microphones. I'm going to make sure we're all muted. Yeah, and I'm going to have to mute you, girly. I think that it's just going to keep pushing your camera up to the kids. Yes, Natalie? Yes, Nat?
One time when I drank milk, my milk was frozen.
Oh. When our fridges get a little too cold, or if you for some reason put your milk in the freezer, which I hope you didn't do, but when our fridges get too cold, sometimes it can have a little ice get on things, or it might put ice chips into our drink. So those parts that are able to freeze really quickly will start to get icy or like little ice chunks. So if you put water in a freezer, it'll become an ice cube. If you put milk in the freezer, it might take a little longer, but it's definitely going to get, icy. So what happened?
It was like ice.
It had ice chips in it?
It was just like a big ice cup.
Oh, that is weird. That's what's amazing. Did you know that just like how there's science with your bean plants and there's science with electricity or gravity, there's actually something called food science. So if you love food and want to know not just where it comes from, but how all this stuff happens, why your milk turned to ice, there's something called food science, where people actually study what's inside your food to make it act the way it acts, be the temperature that it is, be salty or sweet, why. That's a lot of food scientists help restaurants. But thanks for letting us know. Oh, Natalie, did you find the word of the week? I was in here. Where's all of our long A sounds? Go ahead.
Sometimes.
Yes, thank you. Sometimes from goats, which means not all of our milk comes from goats. All right, my friends, we're almost done here. The eggs you eat are laid by hens. The hens live on farms. There are many ways to cook eggs, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. You can have eggs like this. You can have them scrambled. You can put them in maybe something you're baking. Tomatoes grow on vines. So here's a little girl picking tomatoes. Ketchup is made from tomatoes, and it's kind of like ketchup juice. Tomato juice. You're crushing that, but not so that it's a juice like we drink, but it becomes more of like a paste or kind of like, something you have to squeeze out. So I do see here, AI from laid, aid by hen. So that means that this hen is having, instead of babies, it's going to lay eggs, and the baby will grow inside the egg unless they don't fertilize it. Then it's something that we can eat. So don't worry if you're not a fan of eggs. There wasn't a baby chicken in there. This was an egg that was meant to be eaten. Ooh, honey. Honey is made by bees, which we learned when we were reading our bee story during science. They bring the nectar of the flowers, so kind of like that juice of the flowers, to their hive, and they're able to make honey from that. And that's the honey that we scrape out of their honeycombs, and eventually we collect enough to put in jars. Honey is very difficult to get, but so is maple syrup. It takes years to get all this maple syrup. Maple syrup is made from sap. So sap is this sticky liquid that kind of trickles down trees. And they're collecting that in this pot here, or in this bucket, so that eventually they can clean it, maybe put more sugar in it if it needs it. And that's what a lot of people put on their breakfast. I don't do syrup because it always gets in my hair. So I'm not a fan of syrup. It tastes good, but I don't think I can put it on my food. Well, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any AI words or AY words, no words of the week. Oh, but here we go on our final page. Where does your favorite food come from? And I'm seeing your and food. So we had a lot more words of the week in here than we did sounds of the week. But my friends, if you have a favorite food, for example, mine is spaghetti, I would want to figure out where does spaghetti come from. So I know pasta is also, it comes from the grains and then the dough, or, you know, if you're doing that type of noodles. But the grain that comes from pasta could also be the grain that they go for bread. So I want you to maybe figure out where does your favorite food come from. But that's all for our journeys. I'm going to jump back so that I can finally start looking at your beautiful faces. But my friends, you did an awesome job reading that story. But for now, go ahead, unmute yourselves and say bye. Plug your ears if you're afraid of the sound. Happy Monday.
Yes. I did it.